Sunset is broken. Teams are abusing B-site in every single match, and as soon as the attackers plant, it's game over. Time and time again, the offense rolls in, plants, wins, plants, wins, plants, and wins. It doesn't stop. Something needs to be done to Sunset before this map becomes unplayable. But don't worry, citizens. In this video, I'm going to expose this site's flaws to the world, and at the end, propose a solution to this cancerous dumpster fire. We have to save Valorant's future before it's too late.
So why are teams just abusing B-site so often?
Well, Jimmy, Tier 1 teams have special tools to help them figure out what works and what doesn't, like Blitz.gg. Go download it right now! Well, Blitz is free and offers you guys a ton of useful information. Well, let's say you queue into some trolls. Well, you'll know as soon as you hop into Agent Select and save your elo. The Blitz app also tells you about your teams and enemies' strengths and weaknesses so you can play around them mid-game and win more RR. The app also tracks your best maps, weapons, and agents all in one place. They also feature an in-game dynamic stats overlay that gives you real-time statistics of what you need to work on. And now, once the game's finished, there's a post-game insight showcasing every area of your performance. They also support a ton of games: League, TFT, Apex, Fortnite, CS2, Palworld, Destiny 2, and Escape from Tarkov. So, Blitz is free, helps you get better, and funds these expensive breakdowns. If you've ever wanted to support this channel, now's your chance. Link in the description. Now, what exactly makes B so bad? Well, let me show you. In this round, it looks like Team Heretics are headed A in their 1-1-3 spread, but they're not. With their Neon pick, the offense want to apply pressure A so that the defense can't just have one person hold both of these lanes and go stack B, which is where they're going. After a dart, knife, and one way, Team Heretics are off to B. They funnel through bot mid, as it's the safer option with limited smokes, and as soon as Minimoo gets to the entrance, they're off. Shock to snap a trap, stun, and he throws his fast lane. Oh, yeah, he doesn't have it. But he pops his overdrive, but gets beamed through a trapwire. Elite activates his neural theft, allowing BBL to immediately get into retake positions. Heretics are rushing to plant, but Kushner wants to catch them with their pants down.
Elite's been so dynamic.
So
Speaking of which,
not letting them settle down at all. Power might have been able to get away, but Rian somehow has got 10 HP on him, trying to face up against Elite here, but he doesn't stand a chance.
Ryans was thrown to the wolves, but his sacrifice won't go in vain. The rest of his team has scattered into B main after planting in the God spot and have smoked themselves in. And it's here where we bear witness to the horrors that Riot calls B-side.
Lead here, because there's 3 remaining on this attacking side. They've been good to hold this. Whenever they've had the situation, they've been winning, but they've always had some sort of a numbers advantage. But this is when Kushner starts to push forwards into the smoke. The wingman gets shut down as well. There's time trouble for BBL. Heretics might be able to save this. Elite low on the spike. He gets stopped. Can't even be diffused halfway. 2 versus 2. And the time is ticking so quickly at this point. Para has to move in for the fight. Brave is going to decide to stick it to spray down, but I believe he may not have the chance to defuse it. Boo with a triple kill.
Wow! This sure looks fun, doesn't it? This round was a 3 versus 5, and Heretics somehow come out on top with 2 alive. Well, the issue with this site is that if the offense plants in one of these 2 spots, they can just go back to B main and spam the spike. And because there's barely any room to defuse from, it is ridiculously hard to win a retake.
Hey, shut up. BBL just got unlucky. The attackers just spammed through the smoke and won.
Jimmy, do you really? Okay, then check out this round. Loud's game plan this round is to go B, but they have their toxic screen set up to deny information from mid alongside a top mid dart cover. While feigning a mid take, the offense darts deep into B, while the defense knifes deep into A. Now, both teams have a solid read as to what the other's game plan is. Because the suppressed got 0 tags, S is able to post up on main and allow his teammates to go stack mid and B. But this dark cover and broken recon tells Loud that someone is in B main. So the offense gather into the smoke and get ready to burst.
It's not to be dislodged from this spot. There's a Phoenix flash in his face, though. Won't be punished and drop down. Paranoia now. TP, foul line, everything. The kitchen sink being tossed and turned and shucked at them. Out through market. Flash over the way. Ring around a Rosie. Zekken can't escape.
So now we get to see Loud in a post plan.
Alright, Loud planted B. They won. There's the round. Alright, I'll show you why. QCK's running-back has cleared out sight, allowing his team to get the God plant off. You don't want to fight this guy. And look at Loud. They're literally all in main. But Sentinels have managed to get here quick enough to flood out fast. Tens flashes, Sassy Thrashes, and Zelsis Maliashes. But all of this utility is being thrown away. None of Loud are on site and have walled themselves in behind their dark cover, similar to what we saw last round. And Sentinels don't have any more utility to flush them out.
Shock into the corner was utilized a little bit earlier, but everybody tucked into main. Do have the orb for this one. Actually some mollies as well. We're going to see how the util just reigns supreme into it. Dizzy over the top. Anything to try and latch onto this spike and get the defusal started.
Is it time for the thrash?
I don't even know. I mean, listen, it's going to be 1 second left. He wants to use it, but again, somebody needs to get onto this one. Already detained. Into the side, into the corner. Where is the time pressure? Hello! Finally, Wingman down, and the rifle's there. Has to be bodyguard duty! Spraying them all down! Wingman! He's been stopped in his tracks! Half tapped, Sassy, no more to room, no more to work with.
Poison Orb and Snake Bites, Hot Hands, a Fault Line, and then an endless barrage of bullets behind their dark cover, Blaze, and then Sentinel Zone Smoke. Now, that last one was kind of troll from Sen, but without sufficient utility to clear out this space, Sentinels were never going to win. The bulk of it was used on this first retake wave, and we saw this last round as well. Remember Ryan's sacrifice? Well, it was to make sure that BBL would think that the rest of his team was still on site, so that the defense would dump all of the utility on him. It was a solid bait. But let's say you did somehow know that the offense were all holed up in main, and you all saved your mollies to flush it out. Well, what would that look like? That's what Loud's whole game plan was about the last round in the first half. Sentinels are going B, but are applying pressure in mid to start, while Loud are playing retake with the plethora of ults they have at their disposal. Both teams start the round by taking a piece of map control for themselves. Loud one-way A, get Toys on the line, and Sentinels look up and fling their 0 point, Dizzy, and then a top mid smoke to emulate like they're defaulting into mid. But that's not the case. As soon as the attackers contact their B, 10 smokes jump up, and their plan becomes more clear.
Time to strike, Thrash. Regenerated the util. They cut up the side actually through the back here. There's a detainment into mid, but won't be any follow-up. At least onto that one. QCK should be alive as well. He's got some backup from the rest of the plan. Now down, and it looks like this might be another funny round.
Loud are playing really heavily.
Sentinel's game plan was to theoretically pinch market. Remember that pressure they applied in mid earlier? Well, it served two purposes. One, it would divert Loud's attention away from B and into mid. Or two, if Loud gave up mid, this would create the thought in Phoenix's head that he was getting sandwiched between Raze and Thrash and these potential mid players. But Sova and Breach saved the day by fault lining and swinging, ready to trade. But no one's there. And Les has spread his pit out backside so that his team can safely retake through multiple chokes. And now all this initial pressure being made is to make sure that Wingman can get the God plant off. But like we saw from BBL, Sentinels don't want to let Loud back on the site for free. So some sacrifices are going to have to be made. KO and Raze elect to selflessly stay on site so that Gecko can play for his big ass mosh, Tens can smoke themselves off to spam, and John QT can play off his cam and hold his team's flank. But just look at the amount of map control Loud have. And utility. The Sentinels don't have a lot of room to work with.
Oh, run it back. Finally initiated. He was suppressed in time, but just let it loose. Be seeing if he can hunt down a few of these kills. And yep, Zelsis caught. Util out in his hands. Wasn't really quite aware of that one. Dizzy attacking away. Zek and spam. Dart. Here we go. Only 3 players left now. Loud. Fast on the approach. Aftershock there, but a quick TP into the corner. Paranoid order util layered on top of each other, and they just cannot do anything. Scintillating, sizzling away, spraying them down with the rifles gained, and that is Loud up to a 5 round.
See, Teats, this site isn't broken. You're just a nincompoop. And you're going with them.
Jimmy, this retake took 2 ults, one of which was Phoenix, who wrapped all the way through market, and only after his death cam spotted Zekin. So 2 ults for this part of site, and then 80 different flavors of mollies to clear out B main. Had Tens got this smoke off instead of teleporting, we might have seen a repeat of the previous rounds, despite all of this utility being dumped on Sentinels.
Yeah, Tate, sorry. I'm not buying it. He's not broken. Loud won.
Come here, you little shit.
Thrifty.
And now I know Paper Rex's comp looks weird, but I broke it down in this video here. With Sage, B-side becomes a lot easier to hit as her wall shields you from any bullets or cypher traps as your team enters site. But being at such a weapons disadvantage, it's going to be hard to just hit B and play spam. But if any team can do it, it's Paper Rex. They start the round with Forsaken on A applying pressure with his knife, but Sadek's Recon cancels it out. A's under control, but Les has dropped his screen, revealing most of the offense.
Oh, they're going to be happy with it. Ooh, wall down. Face potentially can hear it. The footsteps Rumbling towards him. He's looking for a tussle and a tumble. Less away. Will be postured away from that angle.
Les barely escapes with his life, and has activated his poison orb, quickly deterring the offense from B. But only for a moment. After just getting stuffed, Paper Rex want to ensure that they aren't running into a stack on B, and in order to do so, they need to create question marks around the map, which is going to take time. So the offense head into mid first, and something sends Dizzy into the air. Someone's in mid! After finding out that a defender is indeed posted up on mid, one gets smokes, and something tries this again.
Yeah, you're good now.
Not only did they re-clear mid, but Forsaken has flung his knife to apply pressure A, but Tui's isn't buying it. Regardless, Paper Rex have re-established their question marks across the map, and have started to re-enter B main.
Not going to have any way of being able to challenge this.
Inside the market, Dizzy. What's that connection there onto QCK? So it looks like the wall is intact. Wasn't able to spam it down in time. Forsaken. Tux. Side by side wants to play together now, him and...
Paper Rex have planted in not the best plant spot? Well, that makes sense. Remember, they only have stingers. You can't really spam. The only person who can realistically stay is Viper. Everyone else needs to take close range fights. So, we have this versus all of this. Not good.
Side wants to play together now, him and some facing with it. The flash is not connecting here. Less from the back, feeling really the heat and the pressure, but Kawazin seeks to relieve it. And now back into the action and the fight. Rolling front, committed. You're not getting away with that one yet.
After 2 ultimates and all of this utility, Mindfreak has his back against the wall. All he has left is... oh no.
TP to evacuate and escape the Aya, still after shock. Plenty of util left. Where that come from? Mindfreak. 2 on the table now, 2 left to go. Dropping down, knows they're not on it. Peeking through, another tap will force Mindfreak out into the open. Kawazin, this one, not half! Running him down! Mindfreak performs magic before him.
Jimmy, dude, what now?
I just don't see it, Teets. Loud swung him one at a time.
You just don't get it. Smoking like this is what enables this spam clown fiesta. Once you lay it down and spray, there's not much the defense can do. These smokes are a nightmare to deal with. Karmine Corp are headed B, while Giant X are playing retake with this spy cam, which should reveal whether or not the offense are playing on site. This can determine whether or not the defense need to spend valuable utility clearing site, or this hopeless hellhole. Before heading to mid, Cloud rips a recon into B main, which gets instantly shot out, but from the windowsill, their spy cam tells them that the coast is clear and they can contact up. Now, while Giant X set up their Omen on A and Crossfire in mid, Karmine can pretty much walk onto B. They nade to snap a wire, send out a triple flash combo, and Wingman initiates the spike plant. Now, with this proactiveness early in the round, Giant X are in prime positions to flank... Oh, never mind. Tamazi snuffed that out quick. But would flanking work? I wonder. Anywho, the defense retreat back to Market and Boba, but while they're doing that, look! Karmine Corp are taking pot shots, trying to sell that they're playing on site.
Surprised Fatino's not the one taking it, if I'm honest. I think Hoodie's breach is one I enjoy, but nonetheless, we'll see how they make this work. This is something that Casey almost enjoy, getting into these post-plant scenarios. They now have that KO as well, which is going to add another layer in terms of the utility, and they may not even need it as they just slaughter every member.
Wow, that looked fun. Karmine all just sat behind their smoke, spammed their pistols, and waited for the defense to run at them. Woohoo! Alright, Jimmy, did that look fun? Are you having fun, Jimmy? I'm having fun. I love Beyond Sunset. It's so perfect. Maybe you can flank? Oh, what's that, Jimmy? You think you can just flank? It's just that easy? Huh? In that same game, both teams are set up identically to the round we just covered. Karmine plan on contacting up behind their spy cam, and Giant X are getting proactive everywhere else. But this time, the defense have trapwire set up so that Cloud can spam them through the market smoke. Deja vu. Recon broken in main, Redgar set up on A, big crossfire in mid, and Karmine execute on B. But this time, they've saved their flashes after the 0 point hasn't tagged anything. Omen, Raze into Wingman, teleport, satchel, and sprint into plants, but Cloud wasn't born yesterday. He remembers what happened on pistol round, and shoves a shock up Wingman's ass. So Martine sprints over and tries to pick up the slack, but Cloud blasts him with his Hunter's Fury. Now Magnum knows just how important it is to get this plant off, so he activates his ult command just to ruin Cloud's ult. And it's not just Cloud who remembers the results of pistol, but all of Giant X think that if they flank, maybe they can flush the attackers out of B main. from behind.
Because of the null command.
Yeah, had to give up on it very literally. Good ult by Magnum, countering it perfectly. Fight in towards spawn. They can't overcommit to this. GX are tucked in some nasty positions. In fact, it was Vitinho I was talking about. He's given it away as 3 look to push forward, but the reposition from Tamazi. You mentioned his Cypher looked good, but this is just him looking good. Fantastic play. And even though he's gone down to 4, he's...
Flanking doesn't really work either, because with the way this part of the map is laid out, this meta spy cam gives you a really early sign if defenders are coming. This early information then allows you to react accordingly. But it's not just that. If you have a player slotted in either of these spots, you can pinch the defenders in a nasty crossfire. Here, Karmine saved their flashes on the initial hit, so Shin paranoia'd this whole lane, isolating Redgar, so Hoodie was able to slot in, and they shred the rest of Giants X, forcing them to save. So, how do we fix it? Well, B main is the issue, so let's start there. You could do a couple of things. You could make this corner a lot harder to play in by making it slanted, or you could make this thing smaller so that you can't fit so many players behind it, or make it wallbangable, similar to what they did on Pearl B Long. Whatever Riot do, they need to make it so that it's hard to sit back and do this. But if we're nerfing B main, we need to fix the site, because right now, there aren't a lot of spots to play in. Most of these places are just one and dones. So you could deepen this cubby so that it isn't visible from spawn, make these boxes more accessible to other agents, or add some boxes somewhere. Whatever it is that Riot decide to do, something needs to be done to this site. I mean, it's almost as bad as Pearl B Long. Remember how bad this site was?